Just when you thought the credit card market couldn't get any more interesting, it does. There's a newer card out called the Aven card that's a really interesting product. I'd also like to thank Aven for sponsoring this video and for allowing me to speak freely about their card, so this is going to be an unbiased review. Mostly informational, that way you understand what it's all about. Also, the good and the not so good, because there are some people who may find great value in a card like this and others who should probably walk in the other direction. So let's kick things off first by setting basically the fundamentals here to help you grasp what this type of card product is actually like. At its core, the Aven card is a credit card that lets you use your home equity to access a credit line with low rates. In other words, it combines a credit card with a HELOC. For all my homeowners out there, you probably already know what a HELOC is, but for those of you who have not yet gone on the path to home ownership, you may not know what it is. So for a quick definition here, a HELOC is basically a secured line of credit backed by your home. To make that a little more relatable, think of it like a regular secured credit card first. When you apply and get approved for a secured card, you first put down a deposit before you get that approval. In the case of the Aven card, rather than putting a deposit down and backing your credit line with cash, you use the equity that you have in your home. Therefore, yes, even to get a regular HELOC, you must have equity in your home, meaning the amount that you owe on your home is less than the home's value. To illustrate that with a few images here for you, let's say the value of your home is $400,000. You still owe a total of $195,000 on your mortgage. Therefore, the difference between those two is your equity, which in this case is $205,000. So a HELOC is basically allowing you to tap into the equity stake that you have in your home and use it to basically pull funds out as cash to use for other purchases. And of course, by extension, therefore, to get the Aven card, the qualifications include owning a home, having an equity stake in your home, having, of course, sufficient income relative to your monthly bill, and also having a strong credit score. Now, with a lot of other cards that you've seen, you're probably used to a welcome offer / sign-up bonus where you earn a certain amount of money, points, or miles in the first few months after meeting spend requirements. That is not the case with the Aven card, at least at this time. There is no welcome offer, but again, this is a pretty unique card meant for a different purpose, and we'll discuss more about the typical use cases in a little bit here. Meanwhile, it does earn cash back for your purchases. That is 2% back on all of your purchases with no cap or limit on how much you can earn and no category restrictions or rotating things that you have to keep track of or activate or enroll. And while that is great, especially competing directly with the likes of the Wells Fargo Active Cash, Citi Double Cash, and a number of other 2% cashback cards, the Aven card becomes a lot more interesting once you dive into the benefits and how it's actually utilized. First of all, there are no fees to get started. That is no origination fee, no appraisal fee, no notary fee, no annual fee, and no prepayment penalties. And this is great because with a lot of other traditional HELOCs from other financial institutions, you may have to pay one or more of these up front. Another great benefit is access to low interest rates. Right now, it is between 7.99% and up to 15.49% variable. There's also an auto pay discount that can knock off another 0.25%. That auto pay discount is for new card members only. While you're not required to sign up for auto pay, you do need to do so to get that discount, and to keep it, you must enroll by the end of your first billing cycle. Now, I'm recording this video in November 2023, and if you look at the current average interest rates for credit cards, those are hovering around 27.81%. That's astronomical and significantly higher than the top rate that even Aven would give you. However, I will be one of the first ones to tell you that you should never be carrying a balance on a credit card if you don't have to. So if you spend $3,000 on your card and you get your bill, you should be able to pay off the full $3,000 in cash from your checking account. That way you avoid interest charges. Another excellent benefit of this card is the potential for high credit limits, up to $100,000, even $250,000. The reason why I have that range there is because there are some notes for customers in select states here. If you live in any of the ones pictured here on the screen, At the time of recording, they offer lines just up to 100K, although this may be increased in the future, so always check back before you apply. I'll also highlight the fact that availability is also limited to certain states, so you want to go to aven.com/licenses for more details about that. What's more is that the application process for the Aven card is extremely quick, usually averaging around 15 minutes or so, and that is unheard of in the world of HELOCs, which typically take a number of weeks, oftentimes about 2 to 6 weeks, depending on the lender's process, so it can be a very long, drawn-out process with a lot of things involved. Aven's much faster process, however, can be summarized in the following 3 steps. Step 1 is to check your offer by answering a few simple questions that quickly confirm your identity and your home. Step 2 is to confirm your income. This is a simple process to instantly verify your bank account or your pay stubs. You pick whichever one works best for you. This step is also automatically calculated for some people. And third, you'll schedule your digital signing, where Aven will connect you with their notary to sign your documents entirely digitally, and credit approval, of course, is required. And giving you a quick glimpse into the application process, you'll begin by entering your mobile number and then going through the process to check your offer from there. They will ask you what you're looking to do, be it a home improvement project, a balance transfer, or something else. Then you provide your information, like your name, email, last 4 of your social, date of birth, things like that, including the address of your property. Whether you're applying in a joint fashion with someone else or as an individual, you'll provide their info if it is going to be with somebody else. And then by clicking continue, notice how they do say in the terms that they are going to use just a soft credit inquiry to verify your employment and your income. So up front is the soft pull to check your offer, and then if you accept and go all the way through, they will do a hard pull and full credit check later on. To finish off the process for checking your pre-qualified offer, you'll then provide your annual income and then be moved to the next step to see what you're eligible for. These next 2 benefits start to tap into some of the use cases for a card like this, the first of which is to consolidate debt. This means you're moving your higher interest debt from other credit cards or personal loans that you may have to your Aven card. And when you do so, there's a one-time 2.5% fee that you pay when you do this transfer. So if you're in the situation right now where you're in credit card debt with other cards with a really high interest rate, like we saw earlier, that are over 20% right now, you could consider moving those balances over to the Aven card with a lower rate and therefore be able to pay your way out of debt even faster. And also make the promise to yourself that once you're out of debt, you won't get back into it. There's also the option to cash out to your bank, meaning you're depositing cash from your Aven card to your bank account, and your Aven card is pulling from your home equity line of credit. So you're borrowing against that value once again. And here, to do so and get that cash, you're also paying a 2.5% fee. Between these 2 fees that you see on the screen here, the first one for debt consolidation is basically like a balance transfer fee, and that's extremely common to have a 2 to 4% fee in the credit card industry, so not much of a surprise there. The other one, though, for cashing out to your bank, that would not be the case with a traditional HELOC. When you're accessing the funds from a HELOC, you don't have to pay a fee to access them. Rather, you're just paying the interest on your borrowed money, which with Aven, you're also doing. So from the interest payments plus the cash access fee, that would be a negative compared to a traditional HELOC, and you may be able to save money with a regular HELOC. But remember, you're also getting all of those other types of fees knocked off. Now, again, a traditional HELOC may include some of these, and those can be hundreds, even up to $1,000 plus up front. Another positive here with the Aven card is the flexible repayment options. You only pay for what you use. So for expenses, you can use it like a credit card. That is, you have the option to pay the minimum to the full amount or anywhere in between like you would with a credit card. Of course, my recommendation here, always pay the full balance if you can. And for those cash outs and balance transfers, you can have a fixed monthly payment plan, which Aven calls their simple loan. Furthermore, the Aven card has partnered with Coastal Community Bank, member FDIC, and there are also built-in safeguards, so you can stay in control over spending and your debt levels and even get alerts for large purchases. That means you can approve or deny them on the spot spot. I'll also mention that there may be some tax advantages here as well. For instance, the interest on the eligible home improvement projects that you may do with a card like this can qualify for a tax credit. Now, of course, consult with a tax advisor to see what your situation is like, and this would hold true with a regular HELOC too. This is not a benefit that's unique to Aven. Okay, so is the Aven card worth it? Well, there's going to be a lot of varied answers for a lot of different people. There's some yeses and some nos and some grayness in the middle as well, based on what you're trying to accomplish here. So I would say that overall, the card can be worth it if you are a homeowner with a stable financial position. If you're in the market already for a HELOC, therefore likely having large planned or unplanned expenses like home improvements, perhaps education, unexpected expenses that are really big but important, if you're going to buy new appliances, take advantage of investment opportunities, etc. It can also make sense if you want to consolidate debt into one place with a lower interest rate, if you want a large credit line, which may help your credit score, because remember, your credit score is made up of things like your utilization ratio. So if you have more credit to your name, even if you're not using it, that can still benefit your score, because your regular balances divided by a much larger pool of credit to your name means your utilization can go down. Anyone looking for relatively quick access to funds, especially compared to the traditional process of getting a regular HELOC, and also individuals who can strategically use their Aven card / built-in HELOC to create new cash flow. A little side note about that cash flow plus the earlier investment opportunities that I mentioned earlier in those bullet points. I'm not saying go withdraw 20 or 30 grand and plow it into some high-risk venture or investment. Rather, this is for people who have done calculated risk assessments about an opportunity that can generate higher returns than the interest and other costs of borrowing associated with their Aven card / traditional HELOC if they choose to go that route. All that considered, this card would not be worth it for you if you don't own a home, if you're not in a stable financial position, if you don't have a legitimate need for the card, if you can get better rates and or lower costs elsewhere, be it with another HELOC or perhaps a 0% APR credit card with a promotional rate, if you have a history of missing payments or defaulting on loans, or if you're looking for an everyday credit card. I say those last two in particular because this card can be very dangerous in the hands of the wrong type of person. Remember, your house is backing this card, so if you get into deep waters financially and can't make your payments, can you be foreclosed on and lose your house? Yes, you can, and that's not unique to Aven either. If you have a regular HELOC and you get into troubles and you can't, make your payments, the same thing can happen. You can lose your house. So that's why, of course, these types of things are meant for people who have strong income, have a good ownership stake in their house, and have no really risk in their financial world of not being able to make simple payments. And that's why I personally would not lead anybody down the path of getting a card like this for just general everyday expenses like your Starbucks runs, going to Target, shopping online, or whatever it is, if you're not going to be standing on stable financial grounds. Now, yes, the marketing on their website does say the card for everything, but look what everything means. They even say broken pipe, bathroom upgrade, too much credit card interest, use what you need when you need. And then the examples pictured on the far right of fresh paint, an updated kitchen, a new yard, home repairs. These are not things that cost tens of dollars, some of which are not even hundreds of dollars. They may be in the range of the thousands. So could it be the card for everything in your home life in terms of adding value to your property for potential resale, years later? Potentially so. But for your everyday life, I would probably steer clear of this card for your frivolous, fun, spur of the moment purchases. On the flip side, for anyone looking to make smart financial purchases and add value to your home and do projects that are worth doing while staying in control of it and want to use the Aven card as a tool to help you along the way, there's a link down below in the description to learn more about the product, also to apply for and get started. With all that said, if you enjoyed today's video and believe it could benefit other people, then please help me get it in front of them by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on those notifications. Also, check out the links down below in the description area to earn some more cash back when you shop online through Rakuten, to learn more about and apply for the Aven card to access low rates and an easily accessible HELOC, and to view my site with some great credit card offers that I've organized into different categories to help you find the cards that you like best. I thank you all for watching today's video. I hope it brought you some great value. I look forward to seeing you in the next one, and while you're waiting for it, always remember that you are great.